Jai Bhagwan. Namaste. Hush hush. Aho mitikuye oisen. Welcome home, my family. My brothers, my sisters. I have so many different things for you today. In celebration of the birth of Theresa Crabtree. Happy birthday, Theresa Crabtree. Happy birthday, Theresa Crabtree. I am sorry I'm one day late. Very sorry. Today I'm going to be reading to you, fresh off the printer. I have the Full Moon Celestial Gathering messages, or should I say message from the Masters, from February 16, 2022. And I have a reading from here that I have been called to share. So I'm going to begin. Greetings, dear ones. With glad hearts, we welcome this time of communion with you. While all around you, things feel like they are shifting and falling apart, know that in the cosmos, all is well. If you find yourself feeling off balance, do take time to go within. By regulating your breath, you will calm your mind. When your mind is calm, you can think more clearly. When you are calm, you can commune with us on a deeper level. We cannot stress this going within time enough and the importance of it for anyone who wants to master this grand transition on Earth. What is it that you would like to accomplish during your remaining time in physical form? When you die, as you look back, what is it that you will have wished you had said and done? Take time now to start saying and doing those things. When you look back, what will you have the hardest time letting go of? Begin today to start detaching from these people, animals, places, things, and events. This is not to say to walk away from them. This is not to stay. Bear with me. I have argan oil on my face and it's making my eyes a little uncomfortable. It says, begin today to start detaching from these people, animals, places, things, and events. This is not to say to walk away from them. This is not to say to not love and cherish your time with them. What we do suggest is to let go of your attachment to them. Earthbound. This may mean not getting so heavily involved in the choices of others. This does mean letting go of your judgment and expectations of them. This does mean not spending time and energy worrying about what others say about you. Look at all you do and release those that feel like an obligation but do not bring joy to your heart. If this is truly a matter that you feel you must shoulder, then change your perception until you can do so with joy and honor. There are many challenges on earth and there are many challenging people. At times you have been a challenge to others. Sure have. But let go of any negative emotions towards yourself and others so that you can truly let the natural energy flow between you. There is nothing in the universe that exists outside of divine love. Drive on. Your challenge is to find the divine love within yourself and all others. There is no true separation, for all is simply one huge, unique mass of swirling energy created by thought form and put into motion through sound. Thus, recognize that each sound that you utter will impact the whole. Each molecule in your body has been in existence since the beginning. Every atom within your energy field has been an atom in the entire field since before the inception of time. We know that it is difficult to grasp the essence of time and space, yet there is nothing that happens that can be pinpointed to one specific location in time. For within that same space there lies many other dimensions that come and go, all things flow, yet they appear to be solid when slowed. That is how the earth was formed and all things physical within it. It is just slowed energy. Even if the world were to dissolve today, the energies of all would simply flow until a thought, a word, or a strong intention helped it to reshape and to reform. If you choose to see reformation on earth, then each must do their part to consciously create it. When working together in small teams or large teams, much can change in the twinkling of an eye. Yet fear stops the growth. Fear stops change. Fear creates separation. Judgment creates separation. Anger begets anger. Hatred begets hatred. It is these endless cycles that have been escalating for eons of time. You are witnessing the result of this. You personally have the choice to keep these cycles flowing within your little circle of family, friends, and co-workers. You also have the choice to stop this within yourself. Others will notice. Some will follow suit, others will not. Those who are of a like mind will continue to gather together. Be a part of these groups while spending less time with those who cling on to fear and negativity. So many of you get pulled into the mire because you are attaching yourself and your emotions to their situations. This gets you off balance, and then together you spiral downward, bringing others with you. Learn to recognize where you are expending your energy, and if you are doing so wisely, then you will more readily stop swimming in the mire and learn to become one with the ocean of divine love. Thank you, Theresa Crabtree. The choice is yours right now, in this moment, and all moments to come. You came here to master and experience divine love in many forms. Those who are challenging are your teachers and fellow students. Learn from them without going down the rabbit hole with them. Those who come to you for support, offer it. But know their circumstances and ask them what they have done and are willing to do to take care of their own needs first. When an alcoholic or a drug addict asks you for cash, will he buy more booze or drugs? If you are not sure, then offer a sandwich instead. If he refuses the sandwich, then you can be assured of what he would have done with the money you offered him. If a spendthrift asks you for a loan, will she waste the money and continue with her ways? What effort is she taking on her own part to pay back what she owes and to stop her errant behavior? Although it may be difficult to watch others suffer, at times it is that suffering that is needed to help them to awaken. Be careful when choosing to do what you feel is right and righteous for others, especially if you do not know their background. For indeed, you may be helping them to perpetuate an addiction that is not to their benefit. When others are in pain and suffering, have empathy, but be wary of absorbing their energies and getting all caught up in their life circumstances. Many believe this is just the way it is, especially if they have taken the label of empath. However, this is not true. Be of the world, not in the world. You can care, but to absorb their energy or get sucked into the negative vortex they are creating through their own choices will only perpetuate more unneeded drama of which you have now become. We need the light workers to stand firm through these trying times. You did not come here to get stuck in the mud, but to help bring the truth and to anchor peace and divine love. This is just a temporary journey of your soul. Treat it as such. When you focus more on the beauty of earth and your and your connection to God, all others, and your own self, then you will create more beauty. The choice is yours. Choose wisely. We love you beyond measure, beyond time, beyond space, and beyond the illusion. Walk with us, commune with us. Many of us have walked the earth. We know your pain, trials, and tribulation. We are here to say that you know the way. The answers lie within. In all situations, I need to slow down. In all situations, Choose love, and you will fly like the eagles and be able to see the much grander picture. You will then also be part of the soul. I wish you could see this word. It says solution, but using soul and then solution. I love that. I can't. The solution to return Earth to her grand original plan, heaven on earth, be in joy, always, always. Metatron and the Masters. Transcribed by Theresa Crabtree. Share with those who have ears to hear. Consider being part of the next celestial gathering as we receive and offer healing and love to all on a personal and global level. TheresaCrabtree.com/events. So there's one thing I really wanted to cover on here that was really touching my heart, and it was perfect because she was playing with words in this update. And I felt like this was speaking to me directly because of the things I've been going through. If only I have listened to this message earlier. However, at the same time, it's perfect looking at it backwards because it's like, Also, the word balance. I have recently had the honor of hiring and commissioning and working with privately Astarius Miraculi. And oh my goodness, this guy. Okay, he taught me a breakdown of a word that I would love to share with you, that I'm sure he would love for everyone to know. Also, this is his book of songs, okay? So, he says, V-L-N-C, V-L-N-C, okay? Like looking at things from balance, from the eyes of God, instead of saying, I can't support that person, or that person's bad, or da-da-da-da, like all the negative stories and programming. It's all really nonsense and separation. If we can see ourselves as them and what they're going through, then we can help. So this was very, very enlightening. There was something else that had just striked me. However, it's not coming to mind to me in this exact moment. However, I just thought it was really beautiful, and the fact that she uses the word balance. Now, I'd like to move on to this piece here I have randomly opened to a couple days ago, and I felt called to share this, so I'm not going to lie. It is 3 pages in this book, okay? So it's a big guy. So if you want to hear this information, please stay along. And feel free to get yourself this book. You can find it on Amazon. Okay, it's called Mayan Messages. It's also available for free on mayanmessages.wordpress.com. So if you can't afford to pay for the physical copy, however, I always suggest the physical copy because you can always like hand it to a friend and tell them, hey, randomly open this and look at where you land, and there's always blessings in here. So today I'm reading page 110. It's called Day 57, Kaban 5, Body Dowsing. I have to also let you know, I have no education in the Mayan readings and understandings of that. Okay, this is just fun. So let me continue reading on. It says, I am Kaban 5. Although there are many ways to reach your star brethren, it is wise to know how to do so in a way that will keep you safe. Many of you reading this may not comprehend what we are talking about, for you may still be in a place of not believing in the existence of life forms on other planets. This is okay. We do not expect everyone to be ready to hear every message we have to offer. If you are uncomfortable with this topic, we suggest you to go back to a previous day's message and work on an issue that is weighing on your heart. I'm sure we all have many of those, yes? Simply listening. However, if you open your mind enough to accept our words, you will find that today's lesson can be just as beneficial when you are communicating with your human brethren. Just like humans, there are some ETs who work with light energies and some who work with dark energies. We make no judgment, however, for those who sincerely want to progress towards unconditional love, it is good to be aware of the following. Some ET races have been given a bad rep for events in the past, both in ancient times and in modern times. Please know that it is not correct when you blame all for what one part of a group has chosen to do. There are many levels regarding past experiments and encounters between humans on Earth and beings from other planets. Do not be quick to judge any activities, for you do not know all of the circumstances involved. Although some ET events may seem to be aggressive, not all are. There have been other experiments and encounters that seem to be friendly, but they had ulterior motives. Do not judge others, for you do not have the full scope of what is happening in the universe. There are many factors at play and many more to unfold. One issue we would like to address regards the manner in which many of you have elevated beings from other planets as saviors. Know that in the entire universe there is no savior. Each of you has within you the power to choose what you wish to experience. From your choices, you will experience events. Some will create joy, while some will create havoc in your life. Many religions have created images of gods that are saviors. The implication is that humans do not have the intelligence or the innate ability to save themselves. We go further and ask, what is it you need to be saved from? If there is no condemning God, then what need have you of a Savior to intervene for you? Every day people are making choices. Some are beneficial to themselves, but not beneficial to others. Some choices people make are beneficial to others, but not for themselves. Since you live in a world of polarity and free will, you can expect some will make choices that are detrimental to others and themselves. Each day, every one of you makes a myriad of choices, some good and some harmful, each leading you to the next decision. Every possibility is available to you. When it comes to visitors from other planets, know that the same is true for them. They also have the ability to make choices, some good for themselves but harmful to you, some good for you but harmful to them. Like you, many are experiencing new events and testing out their powers of free will. We suggest you to use caution when dealing with extraterrestrials. Bear with me. Do not elevate any of them to the status of God, and do not take everything they say as all-knowing. Recognize that some may be charming but have ulterior motives. They are individuals with the same abilities to think on their own or to follow the directives of others. How can you discern those who are speaking from truth? It is not unlike the same ability to discern the motives of other humans. First, you can make a heart connection with these folks on an individual basis. You need not to do this face to face, since many of your interactions may not be on a personal basis. On day 36, we shared how to make heart connections with others. What I would like to emphasize today is how to make a heart connection with someone you have not personally met, or when there is physical distance between you and the other. In this case, you can make the heart connection by calling in your higher self. How can you do this? Simply state your intention. You can either do this aloud or hold firm thought in your mind that you want to make a clear connection. Each of you are at a varying level of connecting with your higher self. Some of you already have clear communication and can talk clearly as though you were conversing with another person. Some of you are at the level where you require dowsing tools or body mechanics. Those of you who are new to connecting, we will briefly introduce one form of body dowsing. It is not that we believe there is one system that is superior to communicating with your higher self. We mention this particular tool because of its simplicity and brevity, in describing how to perform it. However, we do not want to get too far off task today. There will be other times when we will show you ways to make contact with your angels and guides. The goal today is to learn a method by which you can know the energies of an ET or another human so you can better discern how to respond to their teachings. A simple form of body dowsing is to ask a direct question in a yes or no format. Keep the question simple. There is actually an art form to asking questions in a concise manner. However, for our purpose today, we ask you to practice with the questions such as, is my name blank? Do I have a dog? Am I female? Practice with easy questions you know the answers to. Avoid esoteric questions or those that are not your business. First, stand erect in a balanced position. If your answer is a yes, your body will slightly move forward. In reverse, if the answer is no, your body will gently sway backwards. This technique is very subtle and works best when you are completely balanced, loose, and hydrated. We suggest you to practice any technique you choose
quite often before relying on the results. This is also a great way to shop for food and vitamins. Simply hold the object in your hand or near your heart and ask if it is in your best interest to take this product. There are many ways you can use this simple technique. However, for today's purpose, we are suggesting this technique as one of many possible ways to discern the level of trust you can hold in another person, whether they are on this planet or beyond. Those of you who are reading this out of curiosity but do not believe in ETs, let it be known that there have been records of contact in many ancient writings, literature, and art. Many times the angels were ETs. Even if you do not believe in ETs, you can use this technique to help with your interactions with humans. The goal is to find out where the other person is coming from. Are they coming from a place of light and sincerely have your best interests at heart? Or is the other being from the dark and trying to manipulate you into doing something that is ultimately is not in your best interest? Sometimes it is very difficult to distinguish between the two. When you make a connection with your higher self and your higher self when you make a connection with your higher self and the higher self of the other person involved, there can be no lies. The truth must be told. Once you fully develop a clear connection with your higher self and others, a whole new world literally opens up to you. When you meet others, you can connect with both of your higher selves and ask clear and concise questions related to the meeting. Let us say you meet an ET or a human who offers you a deal you can't refuse. How can you know if it is in your best interest? Simply make the heart connection. You can either do this aloud or very clearly in your imagination. State that you wish to make a connection at this time. With practice, you will know when you have made the connection with your higher self and those of others. Sometimes you will feel the energy through goosebumps, a sense of peace, or a warming of the body. Everyone is different. You can ask your higher self if the person you are You can ask your higher self if the person you are concerned about is speaking from the light. Pay attention to which way your body sways. As your conversation ensues with the other person, you can ask your higher self as well as their higher self specific questions, remembering to ask them in a yes or no format. As an example, let us say that you encounter a man you have never met before in a store. He seems nice, is clean shaven, and wearing nice clothes. You don't feel any particular emotions about this person. You meet at the bulletin board where each of you is looking at advertisements for upcoming local events. You notice he is posting an event and ask him if he is the one hosting the event. He answers in the affirmative as he shows you the poster. The poster states that he is a hypnotist and is having a gathering to demonstrate his skills to others. In the past, you have seen hypnotists on television. You ask him if he will be having people cluck like a chicken. He assures you that hypnosis is safe, that he is reliable and can be trusted. This is when you can use your skill to determine if this fellow is of the light or of the dark. Quietly connect with your higher self and the man's higher self. He need not know what you are doing. Ask your higher self if this fellow is working with the light. Pay attention to which way your body sways. Let's say the answer is affirmative as you slightly sway forward. You can then ask a myriad of questions depending on what you wish to know. Is this fellow trying to use mind control over others? Is he sincerely interested in helping others overcome health issues and dependencies? Is he using his skill as a hypnotist to try to make money regardless of the outcome to his clients? Is it in my best interest to attend this gathering? You might choose to get the fellow's contact information and ask these questions when you return home, and there are fewer distractions. We also want to let you know that you can get different answers depending on whether you are asking your higher self or another's higher self. You may ask a question such as, is this person reliable when he makes a diagnosis while his client is under hypnosis? You may get a yes. Then you may ask, can he tell me why my neck hurts so much? You may get another yes. Before you make an appointment to have him help you with your physical ailments, delve further with your higher self and intuition. He may be able to diagnose a medical condition for you. However, if it is in the best interest for you not to know about this condition, or if there are other factors involved, he may not be able to give an accurate reading. Know that there are many complexities involved in every situation. Do not look to others to save you, and do not accept their advice blindly. Know that you have within you the ability to find answers to any question. It does take practice to learn to filter out the truth from the garbage. It is easy to dupe yourself because of fears and old belief codes. We know this can sound frustrating, and you may be thinking, how in the world can I ever determine the truth? On some layers, there is no such thing as truth, for so many things are relative to your belief codes. How much of what you believed as a child do you still hold dear to your heart as the absolute truth? As you mature, you learn to discern. No decision you ever made needs to be classified as right or wrong. They were simply decisions you made based on the belief codes you were currently working from. Each decision has the power to help you experience a unique set of circumstances. Why do we use the example of extraterrestrials instead of keeping up the level of human interaction? We want you to know that there are already those walking among you who were not born on this planet. Soon, they and others will be exposing themselves to the public more often. There has been so much fear regarding contact with ETs that we know many good messages have the potential to go unheard. We also know that many ETs with ulterior motives can easily sway masses of you, especially those who are waiting for saviors. We encourage you to find ways to make heart connections with others so you can determine who is of the light and who is of the dark. Take the messages of others with a grain of salt. If the message feels right, then look into it further with your dowsing and intuition. If the message feels wrong, then look into it further by going within and seeing if you are reacting due to fear or outdated belief codes. If you take time each day to follow the messages we present to you, soon you will be able to make decisions that are for your highest good. We offer you many ways to go within and clear out the clutter, so all your future choices will be made in your highest good. Once you have eliminated many of your fears, you will begin to soar as the eagle from above with a greater sense of discernment, because you will be able to see the greater picture. With practice and clear intent, it will become easier for you to make choices that are for your highest good. You already have everything you need within you to make clear choices. We are simply here to remind you of your innate powers. We wish you well and hope you will take time today to go within and seek ways to better connect with your higher self. We take leave now and send many blessings to you. Remember, we are ETs too. Selamat, Kaban 5. So I have a couple things I'd like to say about this. Number one, when it talks about how there's light and there's dark, okay, I would like to play a little bit with this in the concept of Star Wars, okay? So imagine we have the light force and we have the dark force, okay? So the dark force is forcing others to do, like, what was not their idea. Like, forcing their will, using the force to control, right? Things like that. And then the force of the good is like co-creation, Jedi, like where we're working together, okay? So that's the way that I like to kind of think of it. If you want to think like what is bad, right? It's like it's against my will and it doesn't care about me kind of thing. You know, it's using me as a tool in its force of operation versus the Jedi where we're all together and good. There is a second part here, okay, where she talks about on day 36, I would like to come back another day and to read day 36. If it's calling to you right now, that you need that right now, again, you can go on mindmessages.wordpress.com and get the content for free. And then another thing that really touched me, excuse me, I'll share with you a little small story. So when I first began my journey being interested in healing and you could say metaphysics, I have been offered a job in this city. It's called Cassadaga in Florida. And Cassadaga, Florida is known as the world's largest psychic community. And if you've never heard of it, I highly encourage you to explore what this place is. It was so magical to be of service and to work at a psychic shop and to do readings. I have stories to tell where I am in belief that God guided me how to do these select guided meditations or inner journeys that I call pratyahara, which is Sanskrit for withdrawal of the senses, where I have the person close their eyes, go within, and I guide them when to come back and to help process information within. I have called it a inner journey. I have recently started a new website where you can actually book one of these sessions with me if you choose to go within through a video call. It's one of my favorite ways to provide service. But what I was going to get into is while I was working in Casadega, I used to do this inside the shop of the Purple Rose. In the Purple Rose, I would have a client. I was like, here, come hold this crystal. Come hold this candy bar. I would show the two contrasts. And there's something that comes to mind to share with you. So sometimes our bodies will test positive for like a candy bar, something that is bad for us, because our child self or like the inner self like loves that or has like a positive like pick me up, you could say, from this thing that might be overall negative. I'm going to use an example of maybe as a child you had chocolate milk or something like that, and maybe in the long run it's not good to drink this every single day, but you know, maybe your body will test positive of like, yes, chocolate milk, you know, or sometimes it's coming from like the ego sense. That's just something to think about. I had thought of something else. I'm not sure if it will come back to me or if it was really of great importance. Let me also see if there's something else. I will just, I suppose, leave it at that. It was very, very mesmerizing to be part of Casadega and to have those personal experiences and to work with so many amazing people and to like really have mastered my craft before I have been guided to move on. I have recently associated what I'm doing, the Pratyahara, is more so kind of like internal family systems, kind of accessing all these different parts of ourselves, or soul fragmentation. So it's kind of like a place that I could combine my training as a Reiki master and also, you know, doing readings. Some people would come there specifically with the intention of doing like tarot or certain things. However, I have much greater interest in doing something like that, although I know every single card, and I am going to be offering teachings if anyone would like to learn every one of those cards so that way they can play with them themselves. However, I'm also guided to just remind you again, kind of like the book is saying, go straight to source. Go straight to source. Don't put everything into like other entities and other things. Another thing I would suggest is Theresa Crabtree does this beautiful thing. It's called a soul cleanse. And she'll give you some pretty accurate information and assist you in your process. She'll also cleanse and help other people, like if you're having difficulties with your mom or your family, she can work on everyone, or if you could tell her certain things that are coming up, and she basically does this work for free most of the time. Not most of the time, it's kind of a lie, okay? It's let me try to explain what she does. So what she does is like you submit your information, and then she says that a donation isn't expected until after the service is rendered. So she will send you an email, and she could be working on you for several years. So it's true, the service is possibly worth like $5,000 to $10,000 for the extensive energetic work involved that she is working with you personally. However, she has no expectation of people to actually do that kind of thing. You know, she basically, it's more so about you, like, and yourself or your higher self or your guides, and just like saying, okay, it's pressing on me to send her $444, or this is what this was worth to me, like things like that. And there are other people who have paid a lot of money, you could say, or paid it forward, where they are holding space for others to have those cleanses and those experiences who desperately need it, you know what I mean? So I would encourage you to go to the theresacrabtree.com/soul-cleanse if that is resonating for you at this time, or even if you're curious to investigate a little bit more who this person is and what she does while she's still alive. I would highly encourage you to take advantage of the service she is offering, because I have personally been so blessed with knowing her and her cleanses over the home, over the car, over the other people, and it's just been really, really wonderful. My inner child is a little striked as well, because there's something else that was calling to me. However, you could say I'm losing it, and I do have to go here soon. So I just wanted to share one more thing that I learned from working with Astarius Miraculi. And I have the intention of bringing Astarius Miraculi here, and I'm very, very grateful to him. I'm sending him so much love right now. But he taught me this thing, you guys. He said, anytime that I'm beating myself up, and I'm giving myself a hard time, and I'm being mean to Trina, that I am participating in what's called inner child abuse, and that child self, that is me, is the one that is taking the brunt of this. So anytime I say I'm no good, I'm worthless, I'm powerless, I have no value, like all of those programs, right, those subliminal programmings, again, we're operating from a place of inner child abuse, and how sometimes, for me, something that I have been taught from my Reiki master, Heather, she taught me to ask, what does this part want? So if my heart is hurting and I have so much anguish, and maybe it's over like the things that are happening in the world, right? So we would ask, like, okay, well, what do I need to feel better? You know, or what can I do for you, pain? You know? And then it could be something simple of like, oh, I just need to pet my hair, or brush my hair, I need a bath, or I just need to be listened to right now. I've stuffed this down a really long time, like different stuff like that. So thank you so much for letting me share with you what I have received. I have a very, very special interview coming up, which I have the intention of discussing extraterrestrial, so it's very comical, and I'm crying inside with joy, thanks to God for this magical, perfect timing. I'm very, very excited to have this surprise live stream interview for you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Happy birthday to me. I'm very, very excited to share with you Timothy, so hope this doesn't completely ruin the surprise, or maybe you will prepare yourself to spend some time with me tomorrow on my birthday. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'll see you soon. I'm going to do another live stream in just a few moments, so aho, ciao, shanti, shanti, shanti.